I'm guessing by now you already know that I am hiking, having coffee, and I have an important announcement. So we're going to do the hiking first, then gather all of our stuff, sit under this nice pavilion that looks like it's about to fall down any day, and some creaking trees in the background there, and we'll do our chat while we're making coffee. So let me get you turned around and we'll start walking over that way. And we're going down this trail that leads into it with a nice fancy well done pots and porta potty. And I scoped out a couple of locations. Sorry, I'll move you from the sun. I scoped out a couple of locations today. You have to excuse the wind. I'll try to put my hand up here and block some of it. Anyway, I tried to go to a couple of locations today because I really wanted to be near water and or the woods. And with all the rain and storms that have come through the areas, I mean, I can show you here. You see a bunch of the down trees here. There's some where I walked in all across the path there, and even more over there through those bushes. And there's a huge pile back over that way where I made a loop before I decided to film here. And this place used to be sort of dense, but all these recent storms we've had have knocked down a bunch of trees, case in point. And so the places I wanted to go were flooded, and this one has a creek running through it, but this creek isn't near as bad, and the ground's wet, but not too muddy. But if you look through here, you can see where they've cut down a bunch of stuff. Like this is all opened up and sunny now, and this used to be really thick and dense, and you can see all the brush and stuff just laying there. So, but anyway, I will show you the creek. This creek you can usually walk across, but now this is what we have. It's not bad now, but a few days ago you couldn't even see that little island out there. The geese are having fun. Hello, goose. So, but anyway, it's just been storm after storm. Sorry about that wind. I'm trying to block it. I'm sure you're looking at my hand right now. Anyway, we just had storm after storm, and it's just been really crazy. Can't get out to film anything at all. I really don't feel like filming a storm and putting my life in jeopardy, so we've not been doing any filming whatsoever. You know, I'll show you some other spots here where you used to be able to cross. Here's a spot right here. That usually just barely covers a person's feet, and now that's probably about mid-shin, almost knee deep there. So, but anyway, we're gonna come up to this brush pile here in a second. What I was just telling you about, that used to be really thick. I filmed in here with Madison sometime in the fall last year. This place is pretty cool. It's got a bunch of game trails all over the place. I've seen deer in here before. I've actually seen a whole family of deer, minus the buck, because those guys are elusive. But yeah, look at this here. Not to say that these probably weren't going to fall eventually, but look at the damage. I mean, most of these broke and fell because of the winds and stuff. And the wind gusts that we had, they said actually mimic a smaller, I'm guessing EF0, possibly a 1 tornado as far as wind. So our winds have been gusting up to nearly 85 miles per hour, I think. But we have a break for a couple of days and then back to some rain. So we are back to the pavilion. This is the back side of it. My lovely truck over there. We're just going to get our stuff. Actually, let's just take a look at the structure first. Oh, another game trail goes off that way. I mean, it doesn't look bad. Most of these boards are kind of straight. Not completely straight, but kind of straight. So I think this is where we're gonna, you know, how to block that wind. This is where we're gonna set up and film, probably at that picnic table there, and have those woods and trees and stuff as my background. And I did bring a windscreen. I might have to put that behind the camera, so we'll see. Yeah, let me get my stuff set up and then I'll bring you back. So before I sit down, this table's very, very filthy. So I brought a few things that are new. One, the Polish bag is not. But I do have a few things to show you. One is in the Polish bread bag. You've all seen that. You've all seen the Stanley here. But I do have a few new items that were sent to me by P&W Bushcraft. For those of you who don't know, that's Pacific Northwest Bushcraft. And one of the things that they sent me was a nice ground cover that does have snaps on it, and you can use this as a way to carry logs out in the wilderness or what have you. But today I am going to use it as a seat because these benches are very, very filthy. Naturally, being out here in the, turn you a little bit, being out here in the elements can do that. So let me bring it down just a little bit. Sorry about the vibration. I'm dealing with my little tiny tripod here. So what we're going to do today is, on request, I've been asked to brew some coffee. Let me get this turned to the Stanley a little bit. I was asked to make some coffee with this gadget by a few of my subscribers. And I'm sorry again, guys, if it's windy. Actually, it's a little cold on the neck. Anyway, I had a couple of subscribers when I showed my coffee box what they would like for me to use to make coffee or brew coffee, and this was the one I got the most requests for. So that's what we're going to do today. And whole coffee beans, because we are going to use the grinder here. And the way I'm going to do that, because I don't really want a whole lot of coffee, is I want to see based on how much I want to stick inside this little basket. You could do it by weight, which is the preferred method. That way you don't waste it or make it too bitter or what have you. But I just want to get just enough to brew a small cup of coffee to demonstrate how this coffee maker works. So we're just gonna throw our beans inside, put the lid back on, our little catch cup. This one is the one that I showed before that I got from the Townsends when I went on that road trip with my daughters, and it's made in Turkey, and this thing pulverizes quite nicely. Oh, before I forget, P&W Bushcraft also sent me this gathering bag that I'm now using for camera gear, battery chargers, all of that stuff. So that came in handy. Has a little drawstring on it. So the announcement that I wanted to announce was Tony from Random Adventures 2.0. If you don't know who he is, you definitely should go check him out. He's a great guy. He's doing a gathering aptly named TonyFest, and it's going to be Memorial Day weekend, so May 24th, I believe it's a Saturday. And he of course said that I could come, and he told me to let my subscribers know. So if any of you are interested in meeting me for the first time and meeting some other YouTube creators, other channels, I believe he said maybe Rewild Outdoors will be there. Sam from the Northwest Wind said he'll be there. Todd from Camping with Champion, I believe, will be there. And several other folks that Tony knows that I'll get to meet for the first time that have subscribed to me from his channel. So that's going to be very exciting. Okay, and it spins free, which means all the coffee grounds sorry about that. All the coffee grounds should be good to go. So I know you can't see in there, but maybe a little bit, I don't know. So we're gonna pour that into the basket here. I forgot to spray the beans because it keeps static from making the coffee stick to the sides. So my fault. So this, you don't fill your water past a certain point. If you can see this little spout here, that is where you don't want to fill your coffee up past. Or sorry, your water for your coffee. New canteen also. This is a clean canteen. It was actually clearance item at Walmart, believe it or not. Normally like $30, I got it for like $18. So take off our little wire nut. If you, those of you who don't know, these wire nuts fit on top of your propane canister. So it's not exactly level, so I had to move it a little away from me there a little bit, but it's closer for you to see now. We'll start cleaning things up, be ready to go as soon as we're done with this. We'll get our Kuska out. Sorry, I keep saying that wrong. Kuksa. There we go. So when this starts brewing, I'll show you. But yeah, here's that water I forgot to spray my coffee beans with. And I'm thinking maybe if I can get it out. Think about getting that windscreen for the fine there. Excuse the aircraft. I've had a bunch of weather surveyors in the area checking things out. There we go. That's better. Little squirrel. So now we wait. So I'll probably just gonna finish this conversation about Tony's thing. It's TonyFest. It's the first annual. Let me move you a little bit. It's the first annual, and I guess he tried to do this last year, but he didn't get all of his ducks in a row when it got closer to time. And so this year he's got everything together, and he's hosting this. It's at Knoebels State Park in Pennsylvania. Can't remember the name of it. It's like Elysburg or Elyston or something like that. For me, it's like a 9-hour drive, but I'm going. I told him that I was coming, and we're about to have company, so hang on just a minute. There's a truck pulling in. Looks like just an older gentleman who had to use the facilities. He pulled his truck right up on that trail that I walked in on. Let's see if I can show you. His truck is right there. Porta potty's right there. He just kind of looked at me and kept going. And I've got a dog walker over there. Oop. Told you it's windy here. It has been for quite a while. It's kind of annoying. And it doesn't allow for a whole lot. But anyway, so I told Tony that I'm gonna come, and I plan to be there from sun up to sundown at this event. Like, as long as he's gonna be there. He says he's gonna be there basically from open to close. And I told him I'm gonna do the same, and he said to just let my subscribers know the time frame that I plan to be there. And well, that's my time frame. It's going to be when the park opens to when the park closes. I plan to go up maybe, let me get this tilted just a little bit. You guys are kind of at an angle. Yeah, that didn't work really. There we go. I plan to go up like the night before. I'm not sure if I'll have either of the girls with me. We actually finished school on the 22nd of May for the year, so we're done. And so maybe one or both of the girls will come with me, maybe the whole family, I'm not sure yet. But we definitely all want to go. I just don't know if we all can go or will go. So if any of you do happen to come, it's Knoebels State Park in Pennsylvania. I'm going to flash that somewhere up on the screen, and it'll be down in the description box below with the name of the town, the state park, and well, he's done. Also, it's Pavillion C. So if you can remember that, Pavillion C, Knoebels State Park in Pennsylvania. And I will be there from sunup to sundown. So that is my plan. I don't want to just say show up at 1 o'clock and, you know, come and meet me and leave. You're more than welcome to come and stay as long as you would like. But I'm going to be there from sunup to sundown as long as Tony's going to be there. And I plan to meet any of you who show up. Tony's subscribers, Sam, when he shows up, we've not officially met. Todd, we haven't met. Lots of people are going to be at this thing, and I'm super excited, and there's going to be tons of people to meet, and I'm very excited about that. So that's it about that. Goodbye, sir. I'm going to bring you back when this coffee finally starts to come out of this. It does take quite a while with these types of coffee makers. Of course, I don't have it up full blast either. I'm gonna turn it up a little bit. So I'll bring it back when this starts brewing so you can see how it works. And there it is. How cool is that? Doesn't that just look good? Oh, it's hitting my camera. Forgot to turn it down. I'm supposed to turn it off when it starts doing that, and I totally didn't. I got lost in filming. So, but anyway, that's it. Now it's starting to sputter out because that's it. It's full. I wish you guys had some smell-o-vision because this smells so good. Well, let me get you sat back down, wipe off the camera, and that's why I bring a towel. There we go. Okay. Bring that down here. We'll get the coaster. The coaster that I made. We'll get that sat down. Bring you in for a better look at that coffee. The lighting in here is not very good. So I showed you guys before that I just keep a little bit of creamer. I do the flavored stuff just because I don't like black coffee. And then of course I told you I keep the bamboo spoon just so I don't have to worry about rot and all that. And this creamer does not like there we go. I probably poured it from the container the last time, and I got moisture in it, so we'll just do it from the spoon. Two heaping spoonfuls. Should be adequate enough. Look at it just dissolve. Isn't that cool? It's like an iceberg. That's a little full. Let's drink some off the top. Bring it back up to see my pretty face. My eyes are watering because this is very hot and I just burnt my face. That probably comes out some of the hottest coffee that you could ever have. Okay, that's better. It's all stirred up now. Clean up our mess. I don't know if you guys can hear the nature sounds behind me, but it is a very welcomed sound because we have had nothing but, like I said, storms, rain. I think the other day it probably rained for, oh gosh, it started the night before, probably about 8 or 9 o'clock in the evening, and I don't think that it stopped until, I mean, a couple periods here and there of stoppage, but it didn't completely stop until probably like 10 or 11 that next night. So it was more than 24 hours, minus probably an hour or two where it probably slowed down to a mist, but didn't completely stop. And my entire front yard was almost flooded all the way to my house, and I was getting very worried, and not scared, but worried for my family. Didn't want to have to make them leave, but fortunately some of the water subsided. I have kind of like a ditch drainage into my front yard by the road, and that's still flooded, and there's a few spots where I've got some low areas that I have to fill in. But anyway, I don't even know what I'm talking about. I've told people before that I don't film with a purpose. Like, it's not scripted, if you get it. If you get what I mean. I don't come out here and know exactly what I want to say. That's why I'm kind of all over the place. But, you know, not paying attention and spilling half my coffee. Spilling coffee grounds on the table. I didn't show you that, but you may have seen it when it tipped over on me. Right there. So, but anyway, I wanted to do a small little hike, which wasn't much. The place I wanted to go to is a place called Fairfield Lakes. There's, I think it's 4 ponds that they stock with perch, and there's bass and maybe catfish. I'm not sure. I'm not a fisherman, but I didn't even get probably 20 feet onto the property, and it was already slippery, and I just vacated because I didn't want to fall filming. I didn't want to, you know, make a crappier video than this one. But this one I filmed that before when I did the bedroll harness, when the sign was on the tree that said past, present, or past, future, and I said we're going to the future. And that's when I introduced you to the backpack harness in that video. Speaking of which, my leather guy, Drew, the part of Mississippi he lives in was just hit really hard with a tornado. And of course I immediately text him, but he tells me that all is good. I don't know how it's set up there, divided there. I don't know if it's county roads or what. I'm sorry, I'm trying to adjust this, have you look up more. He said that the tornado actually hit to the town north of him, or not town, the road north of him, and he sent me a video of where people were putting it on the news channels and stuff there, and it was pretty crazy, just like what you see here with the winds, but bigger trees and over roads and power lines down. Power lines snapped in half, and fortunately he, his wife, and his family, his daughter, and all of them, they are okay, and it didn't really affect them too much, and they're good. So that was my first thought. And then my buddy down in Arkansas, sorry if that wind's getting a camera with a speaker, my buddy down there in Arkansas has been getting hit too, and I keep checking on him. And then of course I've got Sam, who I mentioned last night on Tony's live to have people pray for Sam, because he's just not in a very good mental state lately. So his mental health it has its ups and downs, and sometimes it's worse than others, and I think this time right now it's got him down in the dumps pretty good. And I would like for any of you that have subscribed to him to pray for him, and those who have not subscribed to him, please send him messages, well wishes, pray for him, do all of those things. And I'm gonna sit here and finish this coffee, but I just wanted to chit chat with you for a little bit and let you know about Knoebels State Park on May 24th. If you want to meet me, meet Tony, meet a bunch of other YouTube creators, please come and join us and have fun. I'll have other videos coming out beforehand, but I just wanted to get this one out to let you know, to give you a heads up so you've got time to plan. I believe it's on a Saturday, and I hope to see you there. But until then, get out there. Cheers.